we just got to catch up to everybody else. We got to catch up because we've been injured. We got to catch up because, we're new. We're trying to figure each other out.
This is the Morning Rush.
So, Tommy, have we caught up together? Nearly 5 years of doing a show, the chemistry, the back and forth, the different variants of people you've had to deal with there. Have we caught up like Cal's team is catching up in the midst of a 9-2 season thus far?
Has it really been 5 years?
It'll be 5 years this February. Started COVID 2020, the day after the Super Bowl. Then blank hit the fan. So been here since July of 2018. Giddy up. So yeah, it's nearly been 5 years. 5 years this February. So the question again still stands.
Seems like 15. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, I think we've had enough scrimmage time together. I think we're good. So.
Okay. All right. We're starting to feel each other out, knowing each other back cutting, knowing each other's passing, who's shooting. Kind of like the team trying to figure out our goals, our roles.
Still trying to teach you to make a layup, but other than that, we're good.
Oh, I can make threes. I don't need layups when I can make 3-pointers. So, spoken like a true millennial that's watched too much Steph Curry here this morning. It's Bandwagon Tuesday. Tommy Kraft's here. I'm here. Big C's here. A lot to talk about. You heard John Calipari. That was his radio show last night. Hadn't had it in a while, and guys, the whole team was there.
Coach Cal brought the whole basketball team with him tonight. They are here. Let's welcome all of the Razorbacks.
I bet that was a treat for those.
That's a lot of ribs.
Yeah, that stopped by. I bet Alan
had to smoke a lot of ribs.
I was gonna say Alan was busy last night, but I know he was glad to have everyone there, including Coach Cal, and for those that got a chance to attend in person last night, it's always an experience. And they also had quite an experience with some Christmas stuff that we'll get into here as we continue on the Morning Rush.
All right, that's where we begin. Maybe after a big meal at Sassy's, you head down the road or up the road just a piece to the Inn at the Mill. That's the place to stay. If you're coming into Northwest Arkansas for a weekend holiday trip or got family coming in Northwest Arkansas that need a place to stay in the midst of the holidays, the Inn at the Mill is the place. 479-443-1800, conveniently located off exit 69, right in the heart of everything in Northwest Arkansas. And it's just minutes from our Northwest Arkansas studios, so we enjoy the convenient location.
Quite literally. Have
you
timed it? Have you timed it before?
Oh, it's under 5 minutes. Under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right now, you got to go through Johnson, so you're going to drive 19 miles an hour, so you don't get a speeding ticket through Johnson. But other than that, it's great. So right there off exit 69. Yeah, I mean, well, you can't. You get to 21, they're going to write you a ticket in Johnson. That's the way it is.
No, I was more laughing at the snort that I just heard on 4 radio stations. And are you stopped up? Are you stopped up?
Yes. Came back from New York with a free call. In at the Mill, inatthemill.com, 443-1800.
Well,
and the snort is free.
I was going to say, Jennifer probably has some cough medicine, or not cough medicine, but allergy medicine down at the desk if you need to grab some.
I've been taking an allergy pill every day, and I'm just now beginning to get relief.
I
don't know if it was being on planes. I don't know if it was just being, around literally millions of people in New York City. But both me and Laura came back with congestion, just put it that way.
Okay. Well, we are going to chat with our buddy Bruce Stan, Pradco Fishing. He's on the White River. We'll catch up with him in just a little bit. We've got our first edition of this year with the basketball rankings here in your Pradco Pyramid of Power. Tommy, we did have some fun yesterday as we got going with the show on deodorant and antiperspirants. I'm going to go with Mark and Lowell, who has recommended the Old Spice Aqua Reef deodorant. He says that he has a lot of younger ladies compliment how good he smells and to give it a try. So of all the texts that we received yesterday, I'm going to roll with Mark and Lowell from here on out. And the next time that I stop in at Walmart and deodorant is on my list, I'm going to get the Old Spice Aqua Reef, and I will report back and tell you if it is a good change or bad change than the current classic that I'm using right now.
So you think deodorant's the only thing that's been holding you back?
Amongst other things. There's too many to count this morning.
Have you been getting these? And I know I'm not the only one. These crazy ads on social media, on Facebook, like this cologne. If you'll just wear it, there's like pheromones in it.
Oh yeah.
Have you bought it? Have you been putting the live well?
No,
on this thing?
but I can. I will.
The only
say,
one that's actually bought this stuff.
Okay, so I will say this: I have some girlfriends and gal pals that I actually very much trust their opinion, as I do with my sisters. And there's a certain cologne that I'm not going to reveal because I need it. And I don't want other people, other single men to have this advantage that I have. But every time I wear it, one of my friends is like, "Man, you smell good," and I'm just like, "Thank you." So again, I'm not going to reveal it here, but that is the cologne I use. If
you think it's like a competitive advantage for you?
Well,
or
again,
I need old married men around here. What do you mean?
I need all the help I can get in situations like this.
I think you need more than that. You're 30 and you're single, and there's no prospects. I think you need more.
Well,
than
okay, hold on. There are prospects that come in by the dozen each and every week. Let's be clear about that.
Okay, how long have we worked together?
Listen,
you just declared that.
The great thing about this country is one word: freedom. And you are dictated sometimes by your better half, which is great. And there's more pros than cons to being married. But the best thing of that I find myself is I can do whatever I want all the time. There's not a single thing out there that I have to do unless I want to. Now, I'm not always, it's always like, man, but I do it because I'm like, this is probably better off for me. So again, there's pros, there's cons. And it's a great segue to get into our opening drive.
You're trying to bail out.
You have to find a way to get this fixed. I understand about enrollment and class schedules and all that. Figure it out. This isn't fair to these teams. It isn't fair to these players. It isn't fair to these coaches. It isn't fair to any of the entire system. How about Marshall? I mean, Marshall now has had to drop out of their bowl game because their coach left. They got 29 players have entered the portal during bowl season. They've had to drop out. This is a mess. And now we've got teams competing for a national championship, and their players are jumping in the transfer portal.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
Zach in Greenwood wants to know if you were talking about the cologne Sex Panther from Anchorman.
What is it? 70% of the time it works every time, or whatever the line was.
Yeah, I think JT Hot Springs and a few others asking the cologne. I will not reveal. I see it's kind of like a secret recipe. I'm not going to reveal this cologne. I will tell you that
it is so good. Why are you still single? That's But maybe you answered that. Maybe you answered that before the opening.
1, 2, 3. Single by 3 words. Single by choice. I wanted to make sure there were 3 words and not 4
Their
or 5.
choice, not yours.
Yeah.
Anyway,
fair enough. All right. So you heard Dusty Dvorak there, who does radio in Oklahoma. He's on the ESPN college football broadcast with Dave Pash and Arkansas' own Taylor McGregor. And Dusty was talking about how just jacked up the college football calendar is. So I want to pose this question, Tommy, here on Open Drive. What's more jacked up? Is it the college football calendar with the transfer portal, or is it tampering? And if you want to jump in on this, you can do so at 877-377-6963. One of my Ole Miss buddies texted me this morning, and he sends me the Arkansas logo, and it says the official AAA affiliate of the Ole Miss Rebels. And so that got me hot bothered this morning and I had sent him an expletive back, jokingly, of course. But, I mean, whether it's Lane Kiffin or one of his staff, and I don't know this to be 100% factual and true, but there are reasons to believe there is some nonsense going on via text, via calls, whatever, that are not within regulations of college football. So what's more of an issue right now, Tommy? Is it tampering within college sports, or is it just the calendar overall, in your opinion?
I think tampering's the bigger issue. Maybe the calendar's the one thing you can fix. How are you going to fix tampering? How are you going to prove tampering?
Because
who's going to enforce it? Because the NCAA doesn't want to enforce the rules they already have on the books.
Yeah,
and tampering is a rule that's on the books. So, I mean, I think tampering's the bigger issue. But the one thing that I think you could maybe get a handle on or get your arms around is the calendar itself, because I don't think there's any appetite right now at all for the NCAA to ramp up enforcement on tampering. I just don't see that happening.
Tyler in Greenwood listening this morning says it's tampering for him. Let's welcome in our buddy Bruce Stanton, who's currently on the White. We're kind of envious of that. Bruce, for you, is tampering the bigger issue in college sports, or is it the current structure of the college football calendar?
Well, hi guys, how you doing this morning? I kind of agree with Tommy. Tampering is the way bigger issue, but I think it's harder to enforce. You got to get the calendar fixed. You can't open the portal after the regular season and then expect everyone to play along with bowl games. Players aren't playing in bowl games. Fans don't want to go to bowl games. I don't think it's real interesting to watch on TV, especially lower tier bowl games. You got to fix that before the other thing.
Yeah. Again, there's a lot of issues going on within college sports right now that a lot of our listeners are fed up with and just miffed about or whatever. But I tend to agree with you based on comments from Dusty. We're going to hear from Jeff Traylor coming up in just a bit, UTSA football coach formerly here at Arkansas and others. It just seems like it's pretty consensus amongst coaches and even fans, for that matter, that it's screwed up. How they come to a resolution of sorts, I don't know. Both are an issue, but hopefully the calendar gets first. And I wonder, my question is, Tommy, like, you see fines, you see different levies within professional sports when there's tampering going on. Like, isn't there a way that you could take that model and pull it into college football too?
Again, who's going to enforce? I think you can get your arms around 32 teams.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Hey, you want to get your arms right in college football? There's 120, whatever it is, 25, 30.
That's a great point.
But there's probably 40 or 50. Not even all of the Power Four are a real issue in this. But there's issues at all levels. So I don't know how. Again, who's going to enforce it? Where's that enforcement coming from?
What if the SEC did its own non-tampering, Tommy? What if the commissioner said, I don't care what everybody else does. This is how we're going to operate. You could do that.
And Bruce, to your point, that sounds like something Greg Sankey and his team would try and get out in front of, or maybe they're in the midst of trying to figure that out right now. I know that Sam Pittman's not the only coach with the gripe here in this league when it comes to that sort of thing.
But who's doing the tampering, guys? Who's doing it? The teams where? At the top.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think they're going to be in favor? Their ADs, their presidents, the people that Sankey answers to, they're going to. Protect the bottom.
Tampers, and they're not at the top.
Yeah,
so,
they're near the top.
They're closer than we are.
Yeah, that is true. But like when you think, let me ask you this, Tommy. So the three teams in the college football playoff are Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee. I haven't really heard much about Tennessee. Haven't really heard anything about Georgia. Maybe that's going on under Kirby Smart and also Josh Heupel, but I haven't heard about that. Now, maybe an incident happened here in Arkansas where a Texas player who's from there ended up going back. Don't know that for sure. But I'd argue like the teams on top right now are not necessarily the main culprits. I'd say it's the one in Oxford is the biggest of all the coaches in the league. That's the one where you have the biggest gripe, to be honest.
I don't know that the courts will ever allow this, but maybe you change the rule and force them to challenge it in court. But I think we got to go back to a limited number of transfers, whether you're a graduate or not, because as long as the gate is always wide open. What I heard Chuck and Bo talking earlier about Chandler Morris now going to play for his fourth school, Chad Morris's son, moving to Virginia. I think you begin. We can talk about calendar and whether transfer portal should be. I think the other big conversation's got to be, well, how many times are we going to let you move from one school to the next? Because if it's about education, which we know it's not, but that's what they want us to believe. That's what's in the mission statement. Well, how quality of an education can you get if you're moving, every 2 semesters to a different school?
Well, I always tell.
That in reality doesn't hold water because they don't care about that part. But in the end, you want to stop a lot of this. All right, you get your one free transfer and then maybe one more if the coach leaves, and that's it. You got to draw the line in the sand there, and that way these athletes and their agents and their family have to really think about what they're doing if that extra $50,000's worth it because they're going to use their one ticket up.
Well, I'm going to be honest, Tommy.
Don't think the courts will do that. But.
Yeah, anytime I tell someone where I went to school, I just say the Harvard of the South, and they always know it's Arkansas, so it's pretty easy to. I'm proud of where I went to school and that I didn't transfer, didn't even think about it. All right, that is your opening drive here this morning, Bruce. I'm a little ashamed that you laughed at that. That seems like a pretty solid statement to make when it comes to.
I'm kind of like you, Ty. I got to journalism school at Tennessee, and I had no thoughts about transferring. I was just my parents were just so dumbfounded. I got into college, there was no way I was going anywhere else.
Yeah.
My dad was
Take
like,
what we can get.
my dad goes, you probably need to apply somewhere else just in case you don't get in. I was like, oh, thanks, Dad. I appreciate that. Hey, got in. Thank God I got an education. All right, that's your opening drive here this morning. Speaking of education, Ethan Adamson can always educate you on what's going on in the mortgage world, whether it's refinancing, doing it for the first time like I did back in July. He's the man to go see. Been with the company for over 10 years, has over 300 five-star reviews on Google. He's the best lender in town, might be the best golfer too. You can give him a call at 479-782-9300 or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you. Equal housing lender. So, Bruce, before we get into our Pradco Pyramid of Power, have you caught any fish this morning, or are you about to jump in the water right after when you're done with us?
We're on the water right now. I'm watching James Coffey, the owner of Pittman Creek Wholesale. They're our largest distributor. They sell products all over the United States that we make here in Arkansas. He's caught 3 nice brown trout so far this morning. And my good buddy Donald Craner, who I've known for almost 30 years, is running the boat around for us. So it's a good combination. We're out throwing some new Booyah Flashpoint minnows, and we're selling them as a bass bait, but they catch trout too. We caught some nice cutthroats yesterday, browns, rainbows. So they're running the gambit over here.
Let's go. All right, let's get into our gambit, and that is our Pradco Pyramid of Power.
With the best basketball teams in the SEC. Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
All right, first edition of basketball, gentlemen. Who wants to lead it off this morning?
Oh, I'm leading this morning. There's a bald eagle right there. Well, you know who's number one? It's the number one team in the country, Tennessee Volunteers. They beat Illinois. They beat Baylor. They got blowout win. They won every game by 13 points except the last second win over Illinois. 10-0 Chaz Lanier's replaced Dalton Connect as the leading scorer, and Rick Barnes has it going.
Is there like anything bad going on in your life? Like you're just in New York, your football team's going to the college football playoff, your basketball team.
Nothing bad's happening.
It's a good life, boys.
Jeez
good
Louise.
Hey, even the girls are undefeated. Set the NCAA record with 33 pointers on Saturday, so everybody's winning.
Okay, Tommy, I'm assuming
he
balls are.
He must have some of that Cupid's cologne we were talking about earlier. So. No, I've got the Arkansas Razorbacks number one.
Nice.
I can't,
They step into Thompson Bowling on January the 4th. Smack them around.
Here's the answer. I don't know, but I went with Tennessee. I added up the records for the 16 teams. 100,
really? Wow.
144-20 is what this league is at this point. Now, I don't know who's the best team in this league, but I'm going to put Tennessee there because they're 10-0 and they're number one. I don't want to go with just records. I'll be honest, I haven't put an eye test on all of these teams, but I got Tennessee at number one because I did get to see them in person at Madison Square Garden, and they're a pretty solid outfit right now. I got Tennessee number one.
All right, Bruce.
I'm going the guy I hate, Bruce Pearl, number 2 at Auburn. He's 9-1. The only loss is to Duke, and Janai Broome is a legit Player of the Year candidate.
All right, Bruce is copying off my notes because I got the 9-1 Tigers at number 2 as well.
I'm going to turn y'all into the chancellor for cheating.
All right, so I'm going to go third. Let me go third. Let's see if you've copied off my notes. I got the Kentucky Wildcats, number 3 at 10-1.
That's where I got. Mark Pope's doing big things in his first year. They beat Duke and Gonzaga. And James Coffey, who's in the boat with me, is the number one Kentucky fan in the world. And he's fired up about their new coach, Mark Pope.
All right. I got Florida at number 4. I think Florida's a team that they're 10-0. They're in the poll, top 10. But I think no one's really talking about Florida. And I think Florida's going to be a really good team this year. They're going to be hard out. I got Florida at number 4.
Well, Florida's played a weak schedule relative to everybody else. I got them at 5th. They open with Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas. So we're going to find out real quick how good Florida is. But I got Alabama at number 4. They have wins over Houston, Illinois, and North Carolina. So they're dogs.
All right, I got Alabama at 5, so it sounds like we just flip-flop 4 and 5. I got Alabama at 8 and 2 in the 5th
I'll
spot.
finish up number 6, Texas A&M. The Aggies have wins over Ohio State, Creighton, and Purdue. They've got a really good non-conference schedule, and they're 9-2, so I put them in at number 6.
All right, I got A&M at 6 as well at 9 and 2. I got Ole Miss, Arkansas, and OU as kind of the honorable mentions, or 6 Bs, if you will. So they're my next 3 in the Pradco Pyramid of Power would be Ole Miss, Arkansas, and OU.
You did not homer up, Tommy. I'm impressed.
Well, I mean, Arkansas hasn't played to a level where they deserve a spot in the top 6 at this point. Injuries have played a part of that, but they've lost to 2 quality. There's no shame in the losses they've had, Baylor and Illinois, but they did lose those games, and right now they do not look like a team. Even in some of through the 11 games, they've had some challenges against lower level teams. I think a lot of teams that they have played will make the tournament, but I don't think Arkansas has earned a seat at the table yet. But I don't think we've seen the complete team. I think we're starting to see a little bit more of it than we did in New York City, and I think we'll see a little bit more of it as we move forward. But Arkansas hasn't earned a seat at the table right now.
Yeah, I think that run where they came back from Michigan 15 down and took an 18-point lead, that 33-point swing, that right there is what everyone wants to see as they go through the SEC. If they play like that, then they go a long way.
This league, what 144-20 is what I just kind of added up looking at the standings. Jeez. Now, not all these schedules are equal like we just talked about, and I think there's going to be a lot of cannibalism this year. I don't know if we're going to have a 5-loss champion, 4-loss champion, 6-loss 3-way tie. I don't know, but I know this: it'd be a great day to be on the White River with Bruce. And I don't know. You said you weren't working the Rogue today, but you had something else going on.
Well, the Flashpoint Minnow is like the new advanced Rogue. It's got a blade that's in the top of the head, so you get a lot of flash from it. It's got a tungsten casting system, so you can throw it a long way. It's going to dive, about 4 feet, and, the water's on the rise this morning, so you're able to throw that jerk bait in the eddies, and, those brown trout are coming up to spawn. A lot of the ones we're catching, they got eggs and sperm coming out of them, so they're getting ready to do their thing, and they're biting. So it's a great time to be on the White River. Not a lot of boats. It's a shroud of fog this morning, which is wonderful. And we've already seen a couple of bald eagles, a lot of herons, and we're just going to go catch them all day and hopefully do it again tomorrow.
All right, Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and Bruce's Boat on the White River is where you can find all these great baits. Bruce, enjoy the fishing. Tell Donald I said hi, and we'll talk to you next. Well, we won't talk to you. It'll be Christmas Eve.
That's right. Good talking to y'all. Merry Christmas.
All right, see you, Bruce. More of the Morning Rush when we return. We got your hog update coming your way next.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it. Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop.
Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side.
Nope, I saw him. Matt, you still do believe in Santa, right?
Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess. A couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, the interfacegram www.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us. Ho, ho, ho.
Do you need to go to a break right now?
This is the Morning Rush.
The first
Jersey
thing
Mike's,
notice
locally
when they
owned
drive
and
up to your
operated
home or
in
walk
Rogers,
into any room of your
Bentonville,
house
Fayetteville,
is the
and
color.
Springdale.
If you're
Believes
looking
in
for
the
perfect
value
color
of
and the
ingredients,
perfect paint,
premium
you'll
meats,
find it
the
at the
freshest
paint store
vegetables,
in Van
and
Buren.
delectable
Hi, Tommy
bread
Kraft
baked
here, the paint
throughout the
store in
day.
Van
And
Buren
then there's
gives
the
you
juice
hometown
that
service
elevates
from
your
people who
sandwich to the
know
highest
what they're
level.
talking
You'll
about. You don't
taste the
have to chase
difference
them down
in
to get
every
help
bite.
at the paint
Jersey
store.
Mike's
They're
subs are
always there to
perfect for
help you get
catering
that
the
perfect
office
color
or your
and
next
that
tailgate
perfect
party.
match
Their
for your
cookie and
project.
brownie
If
trays
you're
are the
looking for the
perfect
perfect
finale
paint
to
color,
any type
it's
of
at the
gathering.
paint store,
Fresh baked daily,
1414
right there in the
Fayetteville
store.
Road in
Jersey
Van
Mike's,
Buren.
the best submarine sandwich on the planet. Always.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED. and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to Hims. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through Hims.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through Hims.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Needing an electrician? Call the pros at Mr. Sparky. All of our certified electricians provide 5-star electrical work. If you have problems with an outlet, blown fuse, ceiling fan, need a panel replacement, or even a safety check, we've got you covered. Day or night, 24/7. And all of our work is 100% guaranteed. You can trust your electrical work with Mr. Sparky.
Wave Rural Connection is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics. Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Sean Garrison in Rogers or Griggs Covington in Farmington.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's more than ESPN 99.5.
Woo pig suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
I was texting our friend Brett Brundage at Fish City Grill last night, and the basketball team had a quiet inexperience with some families that are going through some hardships right now in Arkansas. And Cal talked about it a little bit last night on his radio show.
It was an amazing couple hours. This team, they sang Christmas Carol. 2 of them dressed up as Santa Clauses. We were in our practice facility, so half of it was covered with tables, and the other half, the kids went out and shot. And each of the families not only got gifts, there was a family gift and some different things that we did. And you could just see, and I said, I want this to be the greatest Christmas you've ever had, I told the families.
And that was, Tommy, something I know that you talked about, Cal, initially when he stepped into Bud Walton Arena for his press conference, talked about wanting to be involved in the community, and it seems like he's kind of lived up to that thus far in his, 6 months here in Fayetteville?
Yeah, and I think he's gotten involved with several nonprofits, either speaking at their banquet or making donations. I've been to a couple of those, and where he got involved with a former tennis player at Arkansas, Tim Siegel, and their for Luke Foundation, and so he is trying to integrate himself, and I think this team. I think at the same time, while he's doing his part and he's got the resources financially to make an impact, he's also teaching these players what it's like for community service and seeing firsthand. I think you see churches do that at this time of the year. I think you see other organizations do that. Corporate organizations. I think he understands that, hey, the Cal brand, the Arkansas Razorback brand, needs to be involved in these things, and he probably doesn't give the program and himself enough publicity on these things.
We talked about they're going to play in Chicago next year on Thanksgiving. They're going to try and be back in New York, it sounds like, and evidently, Tommy, my dad's Baylor Bears are coming to Bandwagon Arena this next season, so I'm excited to see when that game is. You played them in Dallas this past year, and curious to see where that falls in the schedule this upcoming season.
Now, I'm glad you said Baylor's coming to Bud Walton, because while it's great to play Illinois on Thanksgiving Day and it's a great treat, too many of these marquee games have not been in front of the season ticket holders. Now, we're going to get treated to 9 great conference games, but I think there's got to be a couple of nuggets in there buried. Now, you got the Kansas game and the exhibition game, but that wasn't for the season ticket holders, even though they had first right on buying the tickets. But you can't really leave the season ticket holders with nothing in the non-conference schedule. So I'm glad to see that Baylor is on there next year. I'm glad to see that maybe they'll play in New York and a high-profile game in Chicago. But you got to have a game or two in November and December to get the home fans excited.
And just to add to that, Tommy, you've got a home game for the ACC-SEC Challenge next year additionally. Right. So you've got 2, I would guess, marquee. And you went to Miami this year. I'm going to guess they send North Carolina or Duke your way. Probably North Carolina if I had to pick one based on the fact that you played Duke 2 years ago.
I think it's too early to say that. I think we need to see how this season plays out and how you do in the tournament. But if you play well and you get to a Sweet 16, I think what you're saying has some reality, or at least potential to it.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Tommy, can you play an instrument?
Not at all.
Okay. I can't either. Our friend David Rath can, though, with Rath Mitsubishi. David, when did you start playing guitar, man?
I was 12.
Okay.
It was about this time when I was 12. I got like my first one for Christmas.
Okay. So it's been do any of your
a minute.
Do any of your kids play guitar at all? Is that a legacy thing?
Yeah, not yet. They all want, one instrument or another, though. They're pretty they see them lying around the house all the time and want to bang on them,
Okay, as long as they don't break them, right?
Yeah, I mean, most of them are pretty durable, so it shouldn't be too awful.
Well, no, you're not trying to break anyone's budget here as we get closer to Christmas time. A lot of stuff going on at Rath Mitsubishi. You got a sec to tell us about it?
Yeah. So we're kind of wrapping up this year-end sales event with Mitsubishi. They've got some great incentives. They're carrying on through the end of the year. I think technically January 2nd or January 3rd is when the cutoff date for everything is. Kind of let you get over the New Year's hangover and all that kind of stuff if you still want to come in and shop. But yeah, the rebates are up to $3,500 off on Outlanders, or you can get 0.99% financing on them with approved credit. We're doing an employee pricing program on the 25 Outlander plug-in hybrid. We sold one of those the other day. I'm pricing those at my cost, just trying to kind of build some interest in that. That's a really cool car. Not a lot of people in this area think about that option, like the plug-in hybrid thing. It's kind of a mid, kind of in the middle option between a full electric and a gas burner. You can kind of drive it however you like and kind of dip a toe into the EV thing if you're not ready to commit. So that's pretty cool. And then we're doing a $500 holiday cash offer. That's on new and used. So folks can come in, they can look at any, pre-owned vehicle, any new vehicle, whatever, and, right out of the gate, they're going to get that. And you can get that same day, or we can just add that to your paperwork. Some folks are using that toward their sales tax, kind of however you want to use that, we can make that work for you too.
Well, they can make a lot of things work for you. And again, stuff going on, not just through Christmas, but through the beginning of the year. David, thanks for catching up, man. We're not talking to you next week because it's Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas to you, Larry, and the rest of your family.
Yeah, y'all too. You guys have a good one.
That is, again, David Rath with Rath Mitsubishi. Tommy, have you done all your Christmas shopping? I know you did it for the office.
Some this weekend. I probably got most of it out of the way. I've got probably 2 or 3 things left to pick up.
To knock out.
Yeah.
Well,
but getting there. Hey, I mean, Christmas Eve's a week from today. Christmas, obviously, a week from tomorrow. And this will be the last weekend. I imagine stores will be packed this weekend. Roads will be packed on Saturday and Sunday, people trying to finish it up.
All right, Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
This is former Razorback Chris Gregg, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop.
Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side.
Nope, I saw him. Matt, you still do believe in Santa, right?
Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess. A couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the interfacegram www.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
Land top of the circle. That'll stop the run.
This is the Morning Rush.
Are you going to start the new year deling with the same old joint pain, losing sleep, not able to take walks or do what you love because of your knees or hips? Don't do it. Take action now to get the pain relief you deserve for 2025. Call QC Kinetics now. Say goodbye to shoulder and back pain. QC Kinetics local medical professionals are waiting for you. Their advanced protocols in regenerative medicine have helped tens of thousands of people. QC Kinetics uses the healing properties of your own body to attack the root cause of your pain, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. This is the future of medicine. If you've been told surgery is your best or maybe only option, you deserve a second opinion. Find out if all-natural regenerative medicine is right for you. Call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free, and you can use HSA and FSA dollars. Hey, get started now. Call QC Kinetics, 479-999-1234. 479-999-1234. That's QC Kinetics. 479-999-1234.
Phil and Dr.
Hey, John,
Charles
why so
Wiggett
glum?
every Monday
I
at 12:15
just got
for my
let go.
favorite
The
segment,
company's
3 Up, 3
downsized.
Down.
This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
We're kicking off a fun old-fashioned family Christmas at Rath Mitsubishi. Qualified buyers can get rates as low as 0.99% for 60 months or up to $3,500 in customer cash rebates on new 2024 model Outlanders. That's the gift that keeps giving the whole year. And everyone can take advantage of $500 holiday cash on new and road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles. Hurry into Rath Mitsubishi and we'll all have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap dance with Danny Kaye. Rath Mitsubishi, Don Tyson and 71B Springdale, rathmitsubishi.com.
Let Sassy's Barbecue cater your next event or watch party. Sassy's had some of the best pulled pork, brisket, smoked chicken, award-winning smoked wings, and baby back ribs there is. And to make the crowd go wild, don't forget Sassy's great homemade sides like mac and cheese, baked beans, and loaded baked potato salad. If you can't make the game, come watch the Hogs at Sassy's Red House on College. or on the biggest TV in Fayetteville on Sassy's Patio off Weddington. When it comes to barbecue, catfish, burgers, and more, nobody does it better than Sassy's. Eat, drink, and be sassy.
Looking for durable and stylish fences for your home or business? Thomas Fence has you covered with over 30 years of trusted experience. Thomas Fence specializes in building high-quality residential and commercial fences across Northwest Arkansas. From secure electric gates to classic wooden and ornamental fences, Thomas Fence delivers lasting craftsmanship that enhances any space. Call Thomas Fence today for a free estimate on your next project. 479-636-4732 or visit thomasfencear.com.
At Harry Robinson
Here's
Buick
Brooke Burke
GMC.
for Skechers' new workout walker footwear.
Do you know the world's #1 most popular form of exercise? It's walking. So you'd think that there would be tons of performance sneakers specifically made for walking, but there aren't. However, one company has you covered, Skechers, the comfort technology company, with their newest performance walking sneaker, Skechers Workout Walker. And it takes walking footwear to new heights. Because Skechers Workout Walker is fully loaded with all the technology you need to get the most out of your walk. It starts with a carbon-infused plate in the sole to add more spring to your step. Plus, it has Skechers Hyper Burst foam for unbelievable cushion with incredible bounce. Plus, Workout Walkers feature Goodyear rubber for enhanced traction and durability, and Arch Fit insoles with podiatrist-certified arch support for amazing comfort step after step. Make your walking workout more comfortable than ever with Skechers' new Workout Walker. Find them for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
ESPN 99.5.
I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Well, the college football playoff gets underway Friday night. Notre Dame and Indiana. 3 great games on Saturday as well. Ty, Morning Rush Daily Question. Who are the winners this weekend in the first ever on-campus games of the college football playoff?
I got Notre Dame taking Indiana on Friday night. Other games, I got to pull these up real quick. Texas, I think, beat. Yeah, I think Clemson beat.
Let's go in chronological order. So let's see, the 11 a.m. game will be SMU and Penn State.
I'm going to say Rhett Lashley and them go to Penn State and get it done. I think the college football playoff left them in for a reason, and I think, again, that's the team that people are saying shouldn't be there. I think Arkansas's own Rhett Lashley goes up to a place that James Franklin can't ever win a big game. I mean, he is notorious for choking big games. I'll take Texas against Clemson, and I'll take Bruce's Tennessee Volunteers against the Ohio State Buckeyes. John in Mountain Home texted in. He said, we'll see how peppy this dude talking about Bruce sounds when Ohio State smacks the Vols in the mouth. Yeah. I think Tennessee's going to go, listen, Ryan Day, if they lose this weekend, is going to get fired. They'll be 10-3, most expensive roster in college football, losing to Michigan 4 straight years. He's done.
Tennessee's not a great road team. They're just not.
No, that's true. That's very true. I don't know if Heupel's necessarily in Franklin category in terms of big games because he hadn't been coaching in Knoxville long enough. But yeah, that's my. Honestly, the SMU game's probably a bigger upset, at least line wise. But yeah, I'll take SMU, Texas, Tennessee, and Notre Dame this weekend. Tom, what say you?
I got Notre Dame, and I got Notre Dame big on Friday night. I think the stage, as we saw it when Indiana had to play Ohio State, was too big for them. This one will be the same. I like Penn State in the 11 a.m. game. I don't know that we're going to see many upsets, but I think Penn State wins close. Probably would take SMU. I think it's 8.5 is the line I'd take. I'd take Penn State, or I'd take SMU in the points, but I think Penn State wins close on that.
Fuchs is going to be there.
I see the Texas-Clemson game the same way. I don't think Clemson can hang with Texas. 11.5 may be a few too many points, but give me Texas in that game. And I see the Tennessee-Ohio State game more like Big C. I like Ohio State maybe pulling away at the end and a 10-point win. So I like the Buckeyes. I like the Longhorns. I like the Nittany Lions, and I like the Fighting Irish.
Big C, Big C, what do you like this weekend of the 4 games?
Got to go with Texas. I just think their defense is really good. Clemson's not going to be able to score enough points. Ohio State, Tennessee, I don't know that I trust Tennessee to go on the road and get a big win like that. Ohio State's really good, and they're at home as well. SMU, I like the way they're playing right now. I really do. Penn State is a good team, but something tells me SMU pulls that one out.
Brennan from Fort Smith's listening this morning. He likes he thinks Tennessee is not going to play well in the cold. They were complaining about it being cold when it was 55 here in Fayetteville. Matt in Fayetteville wants to know, how many times has Indiana ever played Notre Dame? This, again, the biggest game of Kirk Cignetti's career. Has an opportunity to get a signature win in an unbelievable season where he's going to be the coach of the year, in my opinion.
They're not beating Notre Dame.
Yeah, and then Jeremy in Clarksville with the hot take this morning, a day late, Tommy. He thinks Boise State is going to smoke Georgia. Georgia's terrible.
I don't know.
They're not ranked
that.
in the top 24 in any key stat, offensively or defensively.
No.
And he calls himself the best in.
But that means that, so obviously he thinks Boise State's going to beat either SMU or Penn State, because that's their next matchup, right?
Yes, they have a decent road, being that they earn that bye. I say earn tongue in cheek, but they have the bye. Again, that would be a semifinal.
Wait, at the Orange Bowl.
Mm-hmm. The most impactful thing, it's not like no one's talking about it, but it's the cold. It's Tennessee having to go up to Columbus. I don't know what Knoxville is right now. Indiana's used to it. Bloomington's not far from South Bend. That's not a big deal. Texas is Clemson and Texas. It's not going to be affected whatsoever. And then how do SMU, Dallas Pretty Boys, handle it up north in Happy Valley this weekend? So that's a key factor in all this. Like we've talked about it with LSU every once in a while when they come up here in November and it's frigid and they don't play well against a lesser Arkansas team a lot of times. So curious to see how that goes. If you were a coach, Tommy, wouldn't you fly the guys up as early as you could?
Just to get practicing outside. Yep. I'm just looking. Columbus, Ohio on Saturday has a high of 30 degrees, a low of 16, and not much precipitation in the forecast, 4% chance. So it's going to cool down. I think we're going to see it here in Arkansas, but it's 50 right now. Or 45 going to go to 50 today in Columbus, but there's a cool down moving across for this weekend, so sub-freezing temperatures. But also remember, now, Ohio State's used to and more acclimated to 30 degrees, but they're not acclimated to playing outdoors. Neither are their fans or any of these programs playing in mid-December, Yeah. So, I mean, this is, while it's uncharted territory to a great degree for the visiting teams, it's not anything that even these home teams have done either. So let's not act like it's the biggest edge and will determine the final outcome.
Brennan's texting and he says apparently in Columbus that day has a real feel of 9 degrees. You mentioned the high being 30.
Yeah, I didn't look at the wind temp or the wind chill, but
I like that portion of the app where it shows you what it feels like, because that's the one I always click on. But that's pretty
Saturday
crazy.
Winds northwest 5 to 10 miles an hour. So the feel like temperature's not 9; it's 22 degrees.
Matt in Fayetteville saying Ashton Genty is going to be inspired because he was spurned by not winning the Heisman Trophy. He feels like the Fiesta Bowl is a home game for Boise State. We failed to mention yesterday because I didn't think a lot of you cared. Travis Hunter wins the Heisman Trophy going away. Genty, had a phenomenal season being compared with Barry Sanders just on statistics all year. But I am curious Boise State, what they've accomplished this year, and if he's fueled a little bit more by the fact that I don't know if it's his mind, but at least from the outside looking in, maybe he felt like he was snubbed from the Heisman Trophy, the best player in football.
What was it? The closest Heisman Trophy? What'd you say, since 2009? I don't know if you feel snubbed. I just thought this was a year where no one stood out, and maybe the media machine of Deion Sanders was enough to carry Travis Hunter across the line. But have you watched him play? He was a phenomenal player.
It's hard to beat a two-way player who can play offense and defense. I don't know how you can beat that.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. All right, that is your Morning Rush Daily Questions, brought to you by our friends at Cart Path Social. Stop by and see Christian, Nate, their entire team at Cart Path Social, 122 Grant Place in Lowell. You can check out their facility online at cartpathsocial.com. Give them a call at 479-487-3600. 3622. Perfect place for corporate events, a late Christmas party, different birthday parties, just hanging out on weekends, watching college football. NFL playoffs are going to start soon. This is the place to do it. You can have up to 8 golfers per bay at Kart Pass Social, and it's BYOB. Kart Pass Social, the #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas.
So we mentioned the weather for Columbus, Ohio. 30 degrees for the high. A feels like wind chill of 22 degrees. State College, boys, even colder. 26 degrees for the actual high on Saturday. And it'll have a northwest wind of 10 to 15 miles an hour. The wind chill is going to be about 15 degrees. So SMU is going to have a much more difficult time probably dealing with that weather coming all the way from a warmer place in Dallas than even what Tennessee's going to face in Columbus.
Yeah, not Highland Park, Dallas, but I'm forgetting the area there. It is a lot different right now in Dallas, Texas, than it is up north where they're heading up, and we'll see if Rhett Lashley can get his guys ready to play and deter for that with everything else that's going on. I want to jump back into basketball real quick. Didn't have time for this in the Hog Update, but do want to mention Boogie Flan was named Freshman of the Week, not co-Freshman of the Week, Freshman of the Week. Had a career-high 9 assists against UCA, averaged 18 points, 8 assists, and 3.5 steals this last week. Looked good in his return home to Madison Square Garden. Tommy, he is second in the Southeastern Conference in assists per game right now, which is pretty impressive. 4th in the SEC in assist-to-turnover ratio. He's got a pretty good scoring average, too. What have you thought about some of the younger players? Like Carter Knox has had good games here and there. Billy Richmond, I don't think has played as much lately. But what have you thought about some of Cal's freshmen thus far in 11 games?
More consistency. I mean, Adut Thierro's been really the only guy that's played consistent through the 11 games, and he didn't play in the last ones. I guess I should say 10 for him because he didn't play against UCA. But where would you be without him and his play at this point? Because you haven't had Jonas Adu healthy much at all. 3 or 4 games. He's played sparingly until the last couple of games. Trevin Brazil's not been right. So, I mean, I think just the consistency, some of that's probably matchup, but I just think that it goes back to what Coach Cal's talked about. The inability for this team to practice together and play together is what's been holding them back, and probably some of the lack of consistency in the play of the guards.
Yeah, and he talked about kind of just catching up.
We just got to catch up to everybody else. We got to catch up because we've been injured. We got to catch up because, we're new. We're trying to figure each other out.
And hopefully they do so here in these coming weeks. Again, conference play opens up January the 4th against Tennessee, so it goes pretty quick to that when you have to kind of get into it pretty quickly.
Hey, we're brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. The best brands at the best prices and a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. It's all at Wheels RV, again, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale.
And just to put in perspective for the SEC, Cal went on to talk about this last night.
15 of the 16 teams, if you win on their court, it's a quad 1 win. What? Which means every game we play is going to be a war. And if we're at home, our building has to be absolutely hopping and give us a 10-point advantage.
Again, 3 straight ranked opponents to open up your season. The Tennessee Volunteers, the Ole Miss Rebels, and the Florida Gators. And then you travel to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. So then you get Missouri after. So it starts hot, cools off a little bit, and then you get into the meat of conference play.
Hey, don't forget, we'll be having Hog Reaction following every Arkansas basketball game in SEC play. It'll be brought to you by the Stadium Shop. If you're shopping for the holidays, now's the time to get by the Stadium Shop.
Cal bobbleheads, Tommy, in store.
That's where Santa shops, so anything for the Razorback fan on your list, it's at the Stadium Shop on Razorback Road next to Baumwalker Stadium in Fayetteville. If you're craving something sweet and delicious, head over to Andy's Frozen Custards, Rogers Avenue at Fort Smith, plus other locations in Conway and North Little Rock as well. You can pick up the Pick 6, where you can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors. That'd be perfect for watching football on Saturday. You can do that at Andy's Frozen Custards. Again, Fort Smith on Rogers Avenue, 2 locations in Conway, and JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock as well. Andy's Frozen Custards, walk or drive through, they're ready to serve you.
jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here.
Hey, Ty Richardson for my friend Chris Brewer at USA Fireworks. Have you ever celebrated the new year with fireworks? And what better way to purchase your fireworks show than getting it at wholesale prices? Get more.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your #1 source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782.
For morning in the 30s and by the afternoon, plan for upper 50-degree temperatures. You'll notice increasing cloud coverage as we head throughout the day as well, because we have a cold front on the way that arrives overnight tonight and into early Wednesday morning. That'll bring about a 40% chance of some scattered showers.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Don't touch my beef jerky.
This is ESPN Northwest Arkansas. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Chuck asked me all these questions, and I gave you what I thought. Do you need to go to a break right now?
Well, just whenever whenever you're ready to
I'm
stop.
done
But if you
I'm
got
done
stuff
talking.
to say, go ahead.
I'm done talking.
This is The Morning Rush.
Listening to Chuck and Coach Calipari last night, and Tommy, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt like I was talking to Clay for a sec, because you make one statement to Clay, you ask him one question, and he's got so much history knowledge and he's so much to say that you don't really have to say much after that. He just kind of takes it from there like Cal usually does with Chuck. Tommy. All right.
He is not at the control.
He is not at the control rooms. He's probably yelling at Zach or Derek on something. Hey, it's hour 2 of the Morning Rush here. We've got Tom Murphy coming up in just a bit. It's a Bandwagon Tuesday. Your calls and texts are welcome at 877-377-6963. I hear someone in the background. I don't know if we're having internet issues or what.
No, he's just not at the...
Okay, he's not at the thing. Yeah, you got the video version on. Forgot about that. Cal was also joking about yelling at players last night.
And I have to tell him, if I talk like this, it doesn't mean I'm mad. I'm talking loud. If I'm mad, I'm going to let you know I'm mad. So don't look at me when I say this. It's who I am. I can't change. If you need me to talk softer, you got to run back harder. That's not good enough.
I need you to talk softer, Tommy.
Yeah.
In the midst
he just summed up parenting and marriage all in about 30 seconds there. So that's exactly
kind of like coaching, right?
Yeah, exactly like coaching. Hey, brought to you by the Fence Man, the company we trust when it comes to building fences, gates, powered automatic gates, anything for your home or business. If you're the person at your job site, at your workplace that's in charge of all the operations and maybe the grounds, and you need help with security fencing, or you're the person at the government operation that has to oversee these kind of things, the Fence Man can be your best friend when it comes to getting these kind of projects done. 782-3936. They do large-scale jobs, but they also take care of your wood privacy fence around your backyard as well. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Tom, I'd like for you to ask, in representative of him, I'd like for you to ask the first question to me today. Okay, baby?
That sounds good, and I appreciate you what you said today, and then also on the Liberty Bowl press conference, because we're all missing Bob, and it's not going to be the same around here.
Our conversations with Tom Murphy are always brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Tom, I thought that was a cool gesture on Sam Pittman's part last week in his press conference getting ready for this upcoming Liberty Bowl game, and it sounds like Wally did a nice gesture for you. I was told, I think I had this correct, that you got Bob's recorder in his final press conference from the Missouri game, it sounds like.
Good morning, y'all. Yeah, thanks, Ty. Yeah, so many thoughts going through my head right now, and, maybe the listeners have heard plenty about us talking about Bob, but, he was truly a magnetic figure, generous, helpful, all the younger ones coming up on the beat, he was kind to them. Like there was no big timing anybody. And so, yeah, great gesture by Sam Pittman. Certainly the SEC office. I mean, the Paul Feinbaum show. People all around the conference have done tributes for Bob, and I miss him every single day. I think of something that I want to pass along to him, or a meme or something. I want to send him every single day. And you know what? It doesn't make me sad. I mean, I'm sad that it happened, but I'm happy that I think about him in such the way that I do. That that I miss him, and I'm just really, really sad that I basically didn't get to tell him goodbye. That's the part that hurts the most.
Well, Tom, let's do what Bob would want to do, and that's ask some questions. Let's talk about the game coming up, and that's the Liberty Bowl. And you learned some news about Texas Tech over the weekend. They're going to be without their quarterback. That'd be something Bob would probably be asking Sam Pittman the next time, and how they're preparing for that. What were your thoughts on some of the news with Texas Tech? And obviously, losing your starting quarterback is beyond just big news for a football team.
Yeah, it really is, and he played so many of their reps that the backup. I mean, I'm sure they've got a quality backup, but not the experience and all it takes, the pre-snap stuff, the post-snap, the execution, how you come across in the huddle, your cadence. So many things come into play. But if we're comparing who Texas Tech won't have for this bowl game versus who Arkansas won't have, I mean, they're down to their tailback situation is close to dire. They're without Andrew Armstrong, their best pass catcher, their best tight end has, and then Isaiah Satania. So really, the skill position guys. I mean, it's almost 80-something% of your touches almost are gone. So it's going to be a bunch of younger guys catching the balls and running it. I mean, Rodney Hill, he had a little bit of a MCL during the season, so he's probably going to have a big load. And Tyrell Reed, who scored a touchdown in the opener, will probably get some action too. So it's going to be fascinating to look at what the depth chart is for this game.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you next, if you even tried to pencil one out, because I was just thinking about just sheer number of the 85 scholarship players. Is that number going to reach 50 that are available for this game?
Let's see. If there's 85, there's 35 gone. Yeah, they should be able to have 50. And
if they don't have any injuries.
Yeah, and of course you don't want that either. And you think about the last Liberty Bowl, Rocket Sanders injured his ankle in the first quarter. Tykeus Crawford, he got injured in the first quarter. So we saw, that was really Imarian Harris's first big contribution. And then clearly they had a nice running attack that day between KJ and Dubinion and A.J. Green. And, I mean, they ran for a ton of yards on Kansas in that game. Thankfully for them, there's a little bit more depth right now on their defensive side. I mean, you're out your defensive ends, which is, that hurts you, and a safety in T.J. Metcalf. But I think otherwise, their corners, the guys they've been rolling with recently are there. So they should be able to piece the secondary together pretty well. And then the linebacking core, I believe, other than Brad Spence, you got some of your big contributors, and I think Switzer will be back. So you'll have Sorey, Steven Dix, and Switzer, and, I guess Carson Dean and Caden Henley are gone. Well, yeah, so you got a little bit of a depth issue there. And then on the front, you'll have Quincy Rhodes and Anton Junkaj and the freshman Henderson and Collins, and then a little bit of depth at tackle. So yeah, they're much better positioned on defense right now.
Tom Murphy with us here, courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council. Tom, on that note, we've been kind of kicking around the college football calendar and versus tampering, which is worse. Seems like the college football calendar, making that change is on the forefront. What would you change in the college football calendar around bowl season with the portal if you had your say?
Man, I've listened to, and you guys have probably seen these, and the listeners have probably as well, some of the more impassioned remarks. Jay Norvell at Colorado State the other day had some good ones. You saw Jeff Traylor, the former Arkansas running backs coach at UTSA talk about. This is the adult problem. This is the administrators in college football. It's not the players' fault. And that you see the backup quarterback on a playoff team go in the portal because of the academic calendar and how it doesn't match up with the recruiting calendar. So I don't know exactly what I would change, because it was universally accepted and I think lauded that they changed the early signing date to December.
Mm-hmm.
So, all your freshmen who are coming in, but now because of having to enroll in January and all the preliminary stuff you have to do, the guys getting in the portal have to do it now. And it is a big time mess. I think when they agreed, the NCAA dropped the ball on understanding that NIL was coming because of the Ed O'Banion case that dates back, decades ago. They dropped the ball on not being able to implement it. I don't know, but it's a Pandora's box of issues that, compensate the players. Well, how are they going to be compensated? Oh, well, they can sign agreements with, auto dealerships and grocery stores and all. No. It went immediately to collectives, and it is a huge mess. And I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you on how I would start to fix this. But I know I've got people who are in the older generation than me who are fed up. I mean, they love college football, but the state of it right now it's just too much for them. You look at Arkansas. You want to root for the kids, but you hardly get to know them when they're 1-year transfers and then they're gone. Look, Addison Nichols. He's been the times we talked to him. What a lovely kid, man. He's a great talker, but here he came and he's gone. So you hardly got to know him, And so I feel for the fans who invest themselves in the programs and then get 1-year players.
And that's, again, something coaches have to deal with, not just here, but in Pittman. They've had a lot of guys exit, a couple guys enter the NFL draft process. I think they're now up to 4 guys after a recent signee being Michigan State transfer defensive end Ken Talley. What have you thought about the guys that they brought in thus far in terms of signees, Tom, out of the portal?
Well, certainly, the big offensive lineman from Oregon God, that's massive, and you could be you plug him right in pretty quickly. I would think Oregon has great depth there. And I know he didn't play much, but and then some of the other guys are just additions that you need to have to start having a competitive roster for next year. Sam Pittman said a few weeks ago that what they do out of the portal is going to be 1 for 1. You lose a receiver, you bring in a receiver. You lose 2 cornerbacks, you got to bring in 2 cornerbacks. So the depth of their signing class is the freshman. There's some promising talent in there. And the D-line, some of these guys will need to bulk up, but there's some promising talent there. But to have ready-made players, they're going to have to go pretty deep in the portal to do the 1 for 1 that he's talking about.
Yeah. Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. We really haven't reached the point where staff changes are happening. Does that wait till after the bowl game? Does that go till after the first of the year? Or do you think the staff is back intact?
Wouldn't it be a long shot for it to be fully intact? Because the nature of the game today.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I specifically asked Sam Pittman when we talked to him last about that, because we know the Charlotte and Bobby Petrino deal. We know the Florida State that I don't know how serious or how in-depth it was with Travis Williams there, but Travis Williams in my mind is a promising enough defensive coordinator that he's going to be in demand. Is it this off season? Not sure. Could be. But also we could get through bowl season and there could be changes. We could get through spring practice. Coaches leaving now can happen really almost at any time. So I would just say the odds are in favor that it's not going to be fully intact. But, having another year under Petrino with Taylor Green, that's a good thing. And I think adding more defensive talent and Travis Williams further implementing his defense, they had some really strong defensive showings this year. The Tennessee game comes to mind, the Texas game, and there's been a couple of others where they were kind of like blueprint stuff. Oklahoma State comes to mind on how they defended, both Ollie Gordon and the pass game. So, long-winded answer to the question. No staff change is imminent, it doesn't look like, but to say that they'll come back intact, might be a little bit of folly.
Before you go, let's bounce over to basketball because kind of a light couple of weeks, and then you've got 2 non-conference games, including this Saturday with North Carolina A&T. Best showing of the year, I think, without question, against Michigan at Madison Square Garden. What are your thoughts right now on this team and where they're at? And with Adu playing more minutes, are they starting to round into form?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously not completely at full strength, but rounding into form. And you can just tell from Coach Cal's comments that he's feeling better about the direction they're going. Because I think 2 weeks ago, you heard him say it. He's a stream of consciousness guy. What he's thinking, he's saying, and sometimes the thoughts aren't, fully formed sentences. They wander off in weird places. But he's saying the SEC is so tough, people are wondering where they're going to get wins, and they're looking at Arkansas saying that could be one of our wins. But I do believe they're going to be a tougher out in league play. Opening at Tennessee is brutal. I listened to and watched some of their game with Illinois the other day, and what a classic game that one was as well. Head-to-head comparison. Arkansas played Illinois, and Tennessee did, and Tennessee beat them on the road. So it's going to be a wild SEC season. You're hearing people say that up to 12 teams from the conference could make the tournament. I don't know. That might be too deep, but it is a very, very strong conference. And I do think Arkansas is playing its best ball now. They're rounding into form.
Sounds like a baseball conversation. Tom, good stuff. We'll talk to you later on this week on Thursday morning.
Will do. See y'all.
And that's, Tommy, that's really a byproduct of Texas and Oklahoma joining the league. You think about how back and forth football was. I don't think Alabama expected to walk into Norman and get pulverized. You think about where basketball is. Oklahoma's ranked. Texas got a good squad. Baseball's going to be the same way. That is what you've benefited if you're Greg Sankey from the level of competition. Now, you could argue that hurt your football brand because you only got 3 teams in, and I thought they were going to get in 4 or 5. So we'll see if it has the same quote-unquote negative impact when this upcoming NCAA tournament comes about in March.
All right, Tom Murphy with us on Tuesdays, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council on a cattle ranch. The calves aren't the only ones raised by their mother. They're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together we bring more beef. It's What's for Dinner. This funded by the Beef Farmers and Ranchers and courtesy of Beef. It's whatsfordinner.com.
Speaking of Cal saying what's on his mind, evidently that went to Andy Griffith and the Waltons last night.
I'll tell you what I've been watching in the mornings when I get up too early. Andy Griffith. I'm going to tell you, Andy Griffith, anybody else watch it? My wife says, "What? You're like my grandfather." All right, the other one I like to watch, the Waltons. I don't know. I do. But that's because I'm not focused on Sports Center and ESPN and all the I just don't. Because I really want my stuff locked into these young people because that's who I'm coaching. And trying to just say, I'm here for you, but it's hard, and I cannot do it for you. You're going to have to go out and perform.
You're going to have to let me know what I know what Andy Griffith is, but the Andy Griffith Show, but I don't know what the Waltons are.
Oh, the Waltons, another show kind of from that, I guess, the 60s and 70s. But TV Land, 6 a.m., Andy Griffith comes on. Because I'm like, when I'm up too early, Andy Griffith's on. Now, the problem with that, and Coach probably would agree, the ones in the morning are the later part of the series, and they're in color, and they're no good. The only thing good is what comes on in the afternoon about, I don't know, I'm never home for this, but 3, 4 o'clock somewhere. If you get home early, Andy Griffith, the old black and white with Barney's on. Barney's not on there ain't worth watching. But still one of the greatest all-time TV shows ever. Andy Griffith Show.
I love the theme song. I wish we had it on hand, but it is that's just a really catchy theme song. It was Looney Tunes when I was growing up. My brother, I like to sleep in. It's kind of ironic now. My brother doesn't like to sleep in. He used to get up at 5 or 6 to watch Looney Tunes. I like to sleep in. Now I'm waking up at 4:15, and anytime he gets a weekend, he sleeps in as long as possible. So we've kind of we've kind of flipped on that, but it is intriguing. I always find it. I'm just curious. Like we think coaches and some coaches like are locked into stuff all the time, like sports related. Like Musselman seemed like he wanted to talk like from people around him and people he worked with. It seemed it was basketball 24/7 all the time, and occasionally he'd go to a concert at the Amp. I always just am curious to see outside of their respective sport, and evidently it's Andy Griffith and the Waltons for John Calipari.
It is a fascinating brain break to say the least. Hey, if you're going to watch the game this Saturday, you can do so at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Our friends will have it on over there. As Wade and Morgan and Devin and the crew will get you set up, finish up your shopping, go watch the game. Half-price apps and taps during the game this Saturday at Joe's Grill and Cantina, and a great place to get your holiday feast as well. You can get their fajita bar, their taco bar. They have pans of enchiladas you can get, so if you're not cooking for Christmas, let them do the cooking. They can have it ready, and you just pop it in the oven and be ready to go. And that's half-price apps and taps for the game this Saturday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. We got your SEC update still to come, and some CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers trivia that's on the way as well. We're also brought to you by our friends at Farm Credit. If you're looking to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the financing option that's best for you and your family. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or drop by any of their 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
So we'll jump into some of the coaches in the league that are trying to make some noise when it comes to the transfer portal and the quarterback situation. Boogie Flan won an award recently from the conference, and what Michael Vick may be doing coming up soon. All that is next.
I'm also going to switch deodorants. I've been an Old Spice Classic guy for years, but anytime I wear a jacket, the deodorant doesn't even work.
What doesn't keep you from sweating? Just keeps you from stinking. This is the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
How did you know that? I learned it when I studied for the bar.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, I'm Truett Tollett with WT Equipment. As the year ends, we're motivated to move inventory and meet all your equipment. Take advantage of year-end pricing on New Holland, Bobcat, Hustler, Steel, and more across our 8 locations in Arkansas and Louisiana. Stop by for a cup of coffee or visit us.
We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan. Townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Are you ready to ride like a rock star? Then contact Luxury Limousines. Their 28-foot stretch limousines set up to 8 people. Once you're inside, enjoy superior sound, enhanced lighting, ice-cold AC, plus your own chauffeur to take you anywhere. College games, concerts, special events, and the upcoming Christmas holiday light tour. Just go to Facebook and like Luxury Limousine. Serving Fort Smith and all of Northwest Arkansas. Luxury Limousines.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
So Hugh Freeze at Auburn still making moves in the transfer portal at the quarterback position. Ashton Daniels, former Stanford quarterback, has committed to the Auburn Tigers. Now, they brought in Jackson Arnold already. He's signed, sealed, and delivered it and everything. And, Tommy, they're trying to add to it. I know Walker White, Arkansas Zone, ended up he's entered the portal. Curious to see where he winds up. But this is something to keep an eye on when it comes to their situation next year, considering they're on Arkansas' schedule.
And you wonder if, a dual threat quarterback. I think about Drake Lindsey, who seems to be, doing well at Minnesota. These guys that don't end up at your doorstep as in-state players, how many of them end up circling back, or do any of them? Would the same coaches that didn't get them before? So I that's an interesting watch to see where some of these guys in-state, Walker White in particular, land.
Yeah. Grew up with Walker's family. Don't know Walker as well as I do some of his older brothers, but I'm curious to see where he ends up. We were talking about the upcoming college football playoff games starting Friday night with Notre Dame and Indiana. Tennessee in the Horseshoe this weekend. Tommy, the ticket right now to get in, cheapest one is $279, which I'm going to be honest, that sounds kind of low. That's where it is on SeatGeek right now. The median price is about $670. What do you think if Arkansas, let's put in glass as full as it gets with Arkansas's football program. Let's say Arkansas went off one year, 9-3, 10-2, got to the playoff. What do you think a ticket would cost for a playoff game in Razorback Stadium on average? $1,000.
$1,000.
Is that worth it?
We'd go crazy.
You think so?
I mean, and the only reference we have is to go back to the Alabama game in 2010.
How much were tickets back then?
I don't know. You can find them still. The hardest ticket I remember in the last 20, 25 years was the USC game.
Which they got?
But it was the opening game of the year. There was a lot of hype, a lot of interest in that game. It was a hard ticket. Alabama's probably the second hardest ticket. But I don't remember what secondary market wasn't as much a thing then.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what would be in today's common common world of secondary markets.
Congrats to Boogie Flan, who was SEC Freshman of the Week after his performances against UCA and in Madison Square Garden. That had to have been, you were there, Tommy. That he had 40-plus family members there. That had to be a cool experience for Boogie in his early stage of college basketball.
Yeah, playing right there. And I mean, I don't know, did anyone ask him? I don't remember hearing him say that. Was that the first time he played at MSG? I would imagine he's maybe some high school stuff. I don't know, but to have that many people there, national television, big stage, that goes into him earning this award this week.
That is your SEC update this morning, brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas.
Yeah, de-stress for less during the hot tub sale going on at Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, Fort Smith, and in Greenland. Up to $7,000 in savings right now on the world's best-selling hot tubs and spas. That's hot springs made with quality. Let their staff show you why there's a difference. Why the quality is different. Yeah, the price may be a little more, but you're going to get a whole lot more for your money when you get a hot spring spa. It's insulated better. It's more energy efficient. Comes with more features and will last you for years and decades to come. It's hot spring spas, savings up to $7,000 off. Burton Pools and Spas, free installation, free setup, free water testing as well at Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland.
Almost heaven. So bowl season gets started tonight as the West Virginia Mountaineers will take on the Memphis Tigers, a team that you're going to play next season, the Frisco Bowl, right outside of Dallas, Texas. That's something you can watch tonight if you're looking for something to do here on a Tuesday, and you can do both if you want to, but you've got a setup with 4 Razorbacks tonight, Tommy. Isaiah Joe and Jalen Williams with the Oklahoma City Thunder, Bobby Portis, Stanley Amude with the Milwaukee Bucks. They are taking on each other for the NBA Cup tonight, which is 7:30 on ABC. So you got, again, college football, postseason starting, and you got some Razorbacks that you can watch later on tonight too.
Something to watch. That we've kind of reached that point in December. You had Monday Night Football and the doubleheader last night. I mean, when you settle in and you're looking for something that's you've caught up on all your DVR stuff. Did you watch your Yellowstone yesterday?
I still haven't watched it. Didn't get a chance to yesterday.
Caught up on the,
I watched the Monday Night Football games last night.
Again, a point that I made yesterday. A lot of these bowls, like 17 events, including the Jimmy V Classic that Arkansas plays in, are owned by ESPN. They're created and they're there for one thing, for you to have something to watch on TV. And that's what a lot of these early bowl games are about.
And I don't want to get on my soapbox real quick. As an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, as a big fan of Isaiah, Jalen, and that organization, Adam Silver's got to figure this thing out, because the fact that the number 1 seed in the West and one of the best, if not the best team in the NBA is not playing on Christmas Day is a joke. Like, these small market teams have to be featured if they're good. Now, that's in the case if it's a bad team, but it's just frustrating when you're trying to watch your team or in various big game situations or big day situations and they're not on, especially as good as the Thunder have been and were last year and then are this year.
Who's making that decision? You think Adam Silver's making that decision?
I don't know if it's an Adam Silver and Burke Magnus decision, the head of programming at ESPN, but probably someone below him.
Who's making the decision?
Probably television.
Yeah, exactly. And
they should figure it out.
Small market teams, right? Without big stars. It's Christmas
that
Day.
That small
man.
market team's going to win their first NBA championship this season, and I'm just going to revel in the glory that is the youngness of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
If they do, they'll be on TV if they're pretty well intact, because they'll have stars. But, man, when you got a captive audience on Christmas Day, you can't take the risk of having bad ratings because people in New York, L.A., and Chicago don't care at all about watching your product. So you got, it's a calculated business decision as well. I'd love to see him there because we obviously, root hard for those guys.
Yep.
I also understand the business side of it too.
Speaking of ratings, you have any interest of watching Sacramento State if Michael Vick is named their head coach?
Is he broke? That was my first question. Is he just out of money? Is that what this is about? He's kind of got his name around 2 different jobs.
What was the other one?
There was another one on the East Coast. When I heard this story, SportsCenter was covering it. His name's been circulated around 2 different jobs at the same level.
I don't. My thing is,
what is this about?
Well, here's my thing. Like, you just get bored. Whether it's coaching, I think Clay is semi-retired, but he still writes and does radio. He just does it on his own time. Like, you get bored. Like, if it's something,
quit working.
Yeah, it's something you want to do, and Clay's 70. Michael's probably 40 something. I'm just gonna guess. So I get in you can only play so much golf, and I don't know if he likes to play golf. I got no idea what he likes to do in his spare time. I don't know what he used to like to do, but like, I would just get to a point where I would get bored drinking and playing golf every day. I would have to find something even semi-retired that I would do, and evidently coaching is what he's looking at, according to Adam Schefter.
Good on him. This is the way it ends up. I think Deion Sanders has opened a path for that. I don't know if Vic carries too much baggage or not, and I don't know enough about his coaching background. Does he have any? I can't see a program taking a risk on hiring someone that doesn't have just because you're a great player and you're a hell of an athlete doesn't mean you're going to be a great administrator and program builder. So, this job goes into a lot more than just knowing how to teach a guy to be a dual threat quarterback. So I don't know. I would think that would be a high risk situation with that until I know more about it.
Yep, and that's just again one of the college football stories. Not a lot of college football news this week. I did see that TJ and Tevis Metcalf are heading up to Michigan. You know how Pittman? I don't have the audio clip in front of me. You know, he talked about how he felt like some of the guys that had entered the portal from his team were maybe getting more than what they valued them at. I would love, wouldn't that be fun to sit in with Sam and the staff and see what he evaluates, not just each position, but each player? Because we've talked about Arkansas has less money. Now, according to Sam Pittman, they have money, but it's still not the likes of Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia.
More than they had, but not as much as others.
Yes, and others. I'd just be, just from an informative side of things, I would just be interested to see what that looks like and where his evaluations would be based on some, and then based on others. Some that you would probably overvalue and others that you would undervalue.
Hey, brought to you by APAC Arcola. They have immediate job openings in Boone, Marion, and Baxter County. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, concrete finisher, diesel mechanic, or have paving or concrete labor experience, you can apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, great benefits, including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing as well. Apply online today, jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola is an equal opportunity employer.
I guess the other college football story that's made its way amongst social media and has been discussed is Bill Belichick. Here is what he had to say about the North Carolina job.
Yeah, well, we've been talking to a number of players, and we have more coming in this week as part of the portal. That closes on Sunday, so we have guys coming in really pretty much every day this week. I'm still talking to a couple of high school players. We signed the quarterback. We signed Bryce and announced that the basketball game on Saturday afternoon. So
does he feel like he's energized? I feel like that's more energy I've heard from him than the last 5+ years since he's been without Brady.
He knows
or
how
whatever
to play
it is.
the game. Saban knew how to turn it on and off.
But does he?
This idea that idea that who you see in a press conference is because is Nick Saban more dynamic now on College Game Day or at some of the press conferences where he was?
No, but even in the segment, Bill and Saban are opposite ends of the spectrum. You listen to Belichick's appearances on various shows on the ESPN platforms, and you compare it with Saban's. It's 9 and day. It's not close.
It's part of his persona. It's part of the character he plays. But yeah, I think he's pepped up he's pepped it up a little bit, and I think you got to. You got to get now. You have to get more people energized, donors, boosters. You didn't need to do that. You had a billionaire owner when you're in the NFL.
Robert, I need this.
You don't need to go raise money. Well, you don't need to go raise money.
Yeah.
There's a salary cap. There's a union. There's collective bargaining. It's a different world than what he's playing in now.
Is that the blueprint moving forward?
I don't know. We got to see it work.
Do you think it works?
You mean the blueprint is going to get an NFL coach? Is that?
I'm just talking about what he's going to implement. Him and Lombardi, former GM.
His 400-page Bible. I don't know. We got to see it work first.
Do you think it works?
Why? How do I know?
I'm just asking a question. It's a radio show. Do you think it works or not?
I mean, I think it's got a better than 50% chance. The guy's not an idiot.
I think he's motivated. I don't know if I would put him in like. If you want to compare to something, it's kind of like Cal. Now, Cal wasn't necessarily cast aside. I think it was kind of a mutual thing that he left Kentucky. But there's a lot of people that don't think Cal's going to have success here. And, well, a lot of them were in blue. But I think in a lot of circles, there's people saying that Belichick's going to fail the college side of things. I think he's highly motivated, and I think that this is going to be it's hard to, I think it's going to work. They might get to a college football playoff, but I don't think they're going to win a national championship because he's in Chapel Hill. Can you name one? I can name Trubisky, May, and who's the other? Sam Howell. I can't name you another North Carolina player because there's no history with that football program at all.
But this shows they care about football.
$20 million invested with NIL, yeah.
In what, they're paying him $10 million, right? So, I mean, this has always been labeled a basketball school. That's probably one of the reasons they haven't been able to get those household name type players you're asking about that don't come to mind. When you think North Carolina, you think about Michael Jordan and you think about Dean Smith. Mm-hmm. You don't think about football. And this is a step by those in power there to be known as not just a basketball school. That will take days, that will take years, that will take winning seasons and getting to the college football playoff, not just in the Belichick era, but beyond to do that. North Carolina is and will remain a basketball school, but this is an effort to, remove some of that shadow of their great basketball program. Has to be. I mean, when you're making this kind of investment, you don't just throw $30 million around carelessly. They just give it all to basketball that they didn't care about it.
Yep. We'll see if it plays out.
Hey, holiday season's here, and Gaston's is a great place to spend some of that, but maybe this isn't the time of the year for you, or maybe that one on your list that won't tell you what they want, but they love Gaston's, they love the White River, they love North Central Arkansas. Get them a Gaston's gift card. 870-431-5202. Couple reasons why. They can use it when they want. So they want to go, sometime soon, maybe for Valentine's Day a getaway or New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, they can do that, or save it for spring and summer where the weather's a little bit warmer. A Gaston's gift card can be used for part or all of a trip. So if you say, hey, I want to get them a cabin for 3 nights, I want to get fishing for 2 days, I want to get a couple $100 in the restaurant, they can put a pencil to that and get you the right gift card and even help you set the trip up if that's what you want to do. Or if you just say, hey, got $100 here, $50 here, I want to give them a great gift to Gaston's, they can make that happen. 870-431-5202. Call today, and they'll have it in your hands in time for Christmas for you to give someone probably the best gift they're going to get all year, and that's a gift card to Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is ESPN college basketball analyst and former Razorback Jimmy Dykes, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
Jackson right side, outside the numbers, at the 10, to the 5, touchdown Arkansas.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Ratz.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Wrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for limited time at participating locations. Items may vary.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I don't see how you hold it against the kids because they're in a tough position. That's a lot to be thinking about. You got so many of them don't have anybody that even understands what to tell them. Some of them don't even have good people around them. They just don't. Some do. The ones that have good advisors around them, they make really good decisions. Those ones that don't, they just have their coaches. It's just their coaches. And I feel for them. I feel for the kids. And they're looked at as in the wrong here. And really the adults are the ones that messed all this up.
This is the Morning Rush.
That was former Razorback running backs coach and current UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor talking about the current state of college football, particularly the college football calendar. Tommy, anything he said incorrect there?
No, I mean, this whole system was put up with no guardrails, with too hastily, too quick, because the NCAA is so afraid of litigation and lawsuits that the adults didn't do their job. And the reality is this needed structure. This needed guidelines. And in the end, they're going to pay out this money in the settlement whenever this finalizes. Some of the players in the past are going to get money, but they have got to do something to put guardrails up that protects the athlete and the institutions moving forward. Because if this whole thing falls apart at some point, and I think we're a ways from that, but if they're driving towards the edge of the cliff. They're getting closer day by day, week by week. They've got to do something to keep this train from running off the tracks and going over the cliff.
So when you say that, the counter would be, just to play devil's advocate, that ratings have never been higher. There's more interest than ever. Are we really headed for that when it's kind of the inverse of it?
Trees don't grow to the sky.
Yeah.
The money's going to run out at and it's going to break. Everybody thought the same thing about, I don't know, the housing industry in 2008 or whatever. So at some point, would you agree this is not sustainable? What we're doing now is not sustainable.
Well, Tommy, I'm going to be honest. I look at the NFL, I look at every other major organization, and salaries aren't going the opposite way. They're going forward. So
right, because what's going forward with it?
Revenue.
TV revenue, ticket revenue.
Isn't that
and
the
there's
same
32 NFL teams.
Isn't that the same?
There's a world of difference in 32 NFL teams and what we're talking about in college football. So I don't think the way they're doing it now in this model long term is sustainable. And certainly in places like Arkansas where we're seeing, would you say it's been a challenge to raise money from the everyday common fan? I think that's
no question.
pretty a rhetorical question, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen when, because it's not if, our economy takes a real sag and hits a real recession, which we haven't seen since COVID. What happens when the money's not there? We just assume the money will always be there. Well, any economist, anyone's paid attention, anyone's got some gray hairs, knows that's not always the case.
Yeah.
This model has not performed in a recession. What happens then? So what happens as streaming TV becomes more prevalent and we turn off more and more of our satellite plans? Does that help or hurt? Do people pay just to have the ESPN package and then pay to have the Fox and the CBS package? There's questions that have to be answered moving forward that are the revenue drivers that's going to keep revenue share going or to get it started and keep it going. I'm still not convinced, though, that NIL's not going to slow down even when rev share starts. So I think there's got to be things that got to be put in place because there's just not enough structure to the way they're running it now.
Okay. We've got our CJ's Trivia Tuesday coming up in just a bit. Make sure you pull your phone out because we've got a $25 gift card heading your way in just one sec.
All right, that's all coming up here in just a moment. Hey, we're brought to you by our friends Kevin Hickey and Brad Hull at the Hickey and Hull Law Partners with 4 locations around Arkansas. If you find yourself here at the holidays and you're battling over what the court order says for your custody or your visitation, rather, or you're having custody issues or divorce issue, you need to call our friends Brad and Kevin and let them take care of that for you. That's the Hickey and Hull Law Partners. They're in Rogers. They're in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fort Smith. They're in Mena and also in Little Rock as well. Go to KevinHickeyLaw.com for more details. That's KevinHickeyLaw.com.
I was texting Keith this morning. I'm going to be there for lunch today. Can't wait on that. All right, so our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question this morning. Arkansas has played in the Liberty Bowl now. This will be the 5th time. You took on Kansas State back. 6th time. Took on Kansas State back after the 2015 season. Took on ECU back after the 2009 season. You played 3 other SEC teams prior to joining the conference in 1971, 1984, 1987. Name me just one of the SEC teams. 877-377-6963. 3 different opponents from the Southeastern Conference in 71, 84, and 87. Tommy, you lost all 3.
Yeah.
Name me one of those opponents. Arkansas does not have a stellar bowl record over the years, but for a $25 CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers gift card, call us at 877-377-6963. Do you know any or all of these Liberty Bowl matchups?
I know the middle one I'm pretty certain on. Little obviously, there's because it's a current SEC member, right?
Yes, they're all 3 current SEC members.
But wasn't then. So I think I know the first and the second one. I'm not certain.
On 87?
I know 87. What was the other?
71, 84, and 87.
Okay.
All right, Big C, who we got this morning?
Alan and Alma.
Alan is in Alma. Alan, what is the answer to our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question? Alan, fire away.
Ole Miss.
That's not right. Let's go to the next caller. You have a 11 to 14 chance. Next up, who's up? Next caller, who's this?
Say your name.
Hey, this is Jeff.
Jeff, what is the answer to our CJ's Trivia question? You got 5 seconds.
Auburn.
Auburn, that's right. 1984, you lost the Auburn Tigers 15-21. Jeff, hang on. We'll get to your CJ's Trivia coming up in just one bit. You won. Phil and Matt coming up next for halftime.
This is Elizabeth. And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it?
Say what? Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop.
Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side.
Nope, I saw him. Matt, you still do believe in Santa, right?
Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess. A couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the Interfacegram WW.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hawk.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us. Ho, ho, ho.
Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700